Hey everybody, this is Aeroica. Thanks so much for stopping by to watch another video. Yesterday I put out a video with the information that the updates that came from the forums about Dungeon Boss had been posted by the developers, and when they said that they were unsure about when these were going to be released, when these updates were going to be released, I never thought for a second it would be the very next day, like less than 24 hours. But in all my gaming, I've never seen that. There's always been update notes, but there's never been, oh yeah, and by the way, the next day, here it is. So it was really a nice surprise to see this morning. Anyway, I wanted to make a video focusing on the Tower of Pwnage because it's one of my favorite components of this. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to take you through my very first time going through the tower. And hopefully it'll be enjoyable for you. It was definitely a learning experience. So this video is going to be on fast play here, so we don't have to go through the entire thing, real time. This will hopefully speed it up for us a little bit. But I wanted to take you through some of the things that I had done. So this is the team that I normally run with, and that is going to be a 5-star Lord Zom, a 5-star Julia, 6-star Nub Nub, and a 6-star Willow. And so this is the first level, and I was just really just kind of trying to see how far I could get with the team that's my favorite. And what we could do with it, and how it would handle these beginning levels, and like I said, just to see how far up the tower I could get with this particular group before I had to start switching out players. And it was not as long as I thought it was going to be. So, love the little animations, by the way. You really get a feel like you're going up a little tower. So every time they come through, they're going up the stairs, and then every time they're done, they always go up the stairs for the next set. So here's level 2 now. And we're starting to see slight level increases. I think before it was like 43, so now we're going to be 45. And they obviously get harder and harder and get closer to your level the higher up the tower that you go. So level 2 don't seem to be doing too bad. Barely taking any damage. Everything is still, it seems to me like it's no different than going through a campaign right now. I will say that at least for the first few floors, and then after a while, that's when you really start to notice that if you park up one of your heroes because they're injured, honestly, in some cases they become worthless. So, because you can't bring them out, you'll see that I made that mistake here. So here's a mistake I made. I took out Rocky the Shiitake, not remembering and I forget her name, Archangel, whatever. I forget her name. I'm not up on all these, but Cast the Resurrection brings him back, and the little bastard hastes the entire group, and so now I get in a little bit of trouble. Not major, but a little bit. So we start working on taking these people out, but so far the team is really not doing too bad. And I say that team, it's me controlling it, obviously, but we do okay. We take a lot of damage here, and this is where I start losing my characters. And I was all of a sudden I'm thinking, uh-oh, this is not really a good sign. I need to start playing a little bit smarter if I'm going to end up making it, higher up the tower. So now I've lost one of my main crew, and I will definitely, of course, make a replacement here coming in. So Nub Nub is probably one of the most critical healers for this particular. In fact, I can't see you doing it with any other healer, to be honest with you. I just don't. I mean, he's the heal over time, or HOT heal that he has, is just crazy. But you got to keep him alive, and that's going to be the hard part. So, in any case, it was just one of those difficult. Uh, I found it difficult to try to do anything once I lost him, and I do end up losing him not too far from now, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, chose Rogar for a replacement for Willow. I was looking for maybe an armored tune that maybe it could take a little more damage. And he did okay. So you see now, my characters are all very low. Nub Nub has got very little, and we are now on our way up to floor 5. So we're kind of speeding along here, but I'm definitely starting to feel the effects of climbing the tower a little bit. And I think here's where I end up making some switch outs. I can't bring Nub Nub anymore because he's just going to die. I mean, he's not going to make it. And later on, you'll see where I roll the dice on this. But Zom is doing okay. Rogar is doing okay. I'm coming back just to check and see what else is here. And then I'll end up picking. Uh, what I'm looking for here, just to explain, is I'm trying to find somebody that I have leveled up that has their spells leveled up on top of it that can handle what we're about to do. And I just don't have it. Honestly, I don't. And so I rolled the dice with Julius. I'm like, all right, and Nub Nub. What am I gonna do? At this point, I thought it was a good decision, and it. They're gonna die, and they're not gaining any health while they're parked. So either they die and I make it to the next floor, or I pick somebody else and they're gonna die because they're so weak. So I was kind of impressed with this particular floor. I felt like I did a really good job. So I lose Rogar here in a second. He'll end up getting dead. And I have to tell you, I don't care what anybody says. Lord Zom is probably one of the best tunes in this game. He is amazing. He has saved my butt so many times by himself. I can't even say it. So we're on floor 6 now. And we're getting more difficult as time goes on. And I am starting to feel like, well, not starting to feel, I am feeling the effects of how I'm going to be able to do this anymore, because I don't really have a lot of characters. So, I've got my Tasumi, which I'll end up picking here, I think. No, excuse me, I apologize. I wanted to go with the with Igorok, and some of this is experimentation on my part, because I'm trying to see what I can get away with, and some of it is just flat out mistakes. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. I'm screwing up here left and right. Um, but I think one of the things that is it's it's kind of one of those things where you really have to strategize about what you're going to do. And I think maybe I had part the right mentality here, and I was thinking to myself, how can I get through? Actually, let me take a step back. I was kind of applying what I know about these characters from PvP, and I'm also kind of remembering that this isn't the only battle that I have. So you're really balancing. Um, in this case, Yoko and his stupid dizzy attack, which lasts, in my opinion, way too long. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you, but it feels like it's 10 rounds before it finally falls off. It's ridiculous. And you're missing all day long. So your stupid, I'm sorry, your attacks don't do anything because you're missing all the time. But so I think I take a little bit about what I learned from PvP about these characters and realizing that even though I may beat this floor, my characters are still damaged on the way up. So I still have to temper what I do with them. And since I lost Nub Nub here, so you see we're getting close. I keep checking the top because I'm kind of thinking, oh, I just want to see what it's going to look like if I make it there. So here we get to floor 7, and I definitely have to start making some changes. So I think this is where I start putting Tasumi into the game. Um, and I did not. I know he's on one of these floors because I remember saying to myself, I can't believe I didn't do that earlier. Excuse me. And in this case, what I'm trying to do is I wanted to to see if I could get my dizzy attack off, and maybe screw them up a little bit, and I could hopefully just wing my way through it. But that flat out did not work. And so here again is Lord Zom by himself, the lone survivor, and I end up eating it here, and that's the end of that. So I thought that once I died and I wiped on a floor, I would not be able to um, go back and try again, but that's not true. I was able to go back in here, and that slightly, maybe I didn't read the post correctly, I'll give you that, but I was able to come back in here and just pick an entirely different team, using ones that I thought would be at least, somewhat have a chance rather against what I'm facing. And so I do that, and I'm able to go back in to floor 7 and try this one more time. So here we come up, and finally I picked Tasumi, and I forgot about Indigo, and so we start taking things out, and well, I do the best that I can with what I have. I can tell you right now, some of these characters do not have fully leveled up uh, attacks. They're probably like level 10s or 20s or something like that because, um, like I said, I think, well, part of it I wasn't really interested in spending all the gold. I did ultimately, because I really wanted to push this and see how far I could get. And so now you see I make it to level 8. But I had to stop, and you're not seeing that, but I had to cut out of the game and go back in after I had leveled up, and I had like 9.5 million in gold, and I whittled that all the way down to like 3 million, getting several of these guys leveled up so I could actually use them. And that's why some of the attacks in the previous floor were not really all that good. So, but it was interesting to say the least, and I never realized how far behind I was in terms of getting my heroes leveled up. Because, like I said, up until this point, I had never used them, so there was no reason for me to do it. It was only PvP and campaign, so I'm like, why worry about it? But now that they've given you a reason to, that's about it. So I'm trying to protect Indigo here, at least for a minute, so I can try to at least get her to the second floor. Um, but like I said, even though these are level 47s and 46, they are absolutely hitting me like a truck in some cases. And some of that is because these characters are, you know, they're a little weak. But I keep losing one every floor right now. So obviously, through the process of elimination, I'm going to run out. So made it up to floor 9. I just keep checking the top because I like to see how close it looks graphically. But anyway, so I'm going to try this again, but I got to find a replacement. And I forgot who I ended up picking here. I think I throw Aeroica back in here one more time. Nope, I did not. It's Lady Nimrel. All right. So, in any case, already off the bat, we are hurting beyond belief. But I will tell you this saves my butt here in a second because it's all Tasumi in this case. He is so badly hurt that by the time he actually gets ready to attack, look at he's got a sliver of health left. He is so damage buffed, it's ridiculous. And then I just wipe out the team in that one attack. That was honestly pure luck. No doubt about it, pure luck. So here is floor 10, and this is where I will tell you, I do not get any farther than this particular floor, and the reason is because I do end up wiping on it because all I can bring back in are heroes that I absolutely do not have leveled up. They're just not going to make it. I know that they're not going to make it, so I'm rolling the dice, bringing in things that are hard, like better developed rather, but they're not healed up. And so you see the mistake here is that I lose half of my team in the first round, in the first attack, and then it's over, and that's the end of it. And when I realized, obviously I have the ability to go back and attack floor 10 again, but there's no point because I have absolutely nothing, nor do I have the gold left to be able to. I think, yeah, I do not have the gold to be able to go and level up all my heroes. So is it doable? 100%. I mean, I'm definitely going to get this at some point. I'm 2 floors away, and I'm probably about, if you just want to say I wipe out on each floor barely and I lose 3 members of my team on the next 2 floors, I'm 6 heroes fully developed short to make it to where I want. So it's 100% doable. And honestly, this was a half-hearted attempt. Like I said, on 1 or 2 of those floors, the pinch hitting heroes that I brought in were not even leveled up or none of their attacks were charged up. I had 9.5 million in gold, and I whittled that down till I think I just saw 1.5 million. I blew all that gold getting them leveled up. So you are going to need some serious gold if you are behind like I am in terms of your heroes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video with the look of the tower. It was my first time going in there, had never looked at it before, didn't watch any videos about it, didn't do anything with it. I simply just rolled in there, made a video, and I wanted to see how I did. And as a virgin entry into the tower, that was, I got to level 10. And so I have no doubt in my mind that if I put some real thought into it, I could get to the top level, and I definitely so can you. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you found informative, even if it was through my mistakes. And I will see you at the next video. Thanks again.